Good evening, everybody. Hello from a very toasty Lancashire. Hottest day of the year, I think, so far. I think it's the hottest day I've experienced in Lancashire in about a decade. It's apparently 30 degrees centigrade outside. What's that? 90, 91, 90, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Distinctly warm. In fact, although you can't see, I've actually got my temperature monitor up over there just in case things get too warm. And the good news is it's not. You can't tell, but I've got a massive thermal curtain blocking out the sun behind me, so hopefully you'll be okay. Just to give the system a bit of a chance, I'm running at only 60 frames a second instead of the usual 100. But you shouldn't see any difference. So, the title, which you might have realized, is due to the fact that I recently picked up... Oh, I didn't realize I had assist. Oh, excuse me a moment. I just messed something up. Yeah, I did. Apologies. There we go. Come on, sit down. Let's see. Minor problem. These are the invigorations I can apply this week. I don't have a Mesa. I don't have a Volt. I do have Daggeth. 250% primary damage and a plus 1000 armor. I guess we're going to have to try that later. Right now, and I have not got a way to view this, it seems. Oh, no. It's not giving me. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. After 10 invigorations, a mutation allows one of the current invigorations to be applied to your Warframe. Well, he's got an invigoration that lasts another couple of days. One of which is 250% primary damage. Which is kind of nice to have. Koumei also has an invigoration, and unfortunately I cannot remember what it is she has. I mean, it says... Oh, there we go. 250% primary damage, 75% reload speed. Which with something like the Vacor Heck is really quite useful. I'm going to have to... Actually, let's go and find out. What does the Koumei have? Oh. 200% secondary critical chance and immune to status effects. I'm probably not going to notice, although the secondary is the Riot 848. Might be worth giving that a little try. But let's switch back to... I know it says generic prime there, and Styanax isn't a prime. Are you coming? What shall we do? Interception is not its best thing. Exterminate? Yeah. Let's do a quick exterminate. How's everybody's week going? And it is definitely on the sticky side inside this room, I can tell you.
The infestation has corrupted all life here. Let's clear it out. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
believe we've got him. One thing you don't want to do with this thing is, yeah, looks like whoever the host is, I hope it's not me,
I'm still detecting a lot of
having a bit of a network problem there.
Idiots! Did you not have the sense to flee?
Well, it certainly seems to be doing the job. I'm actually in some ways still learning how to use this, because tell you what, full auto recoil is, yeah, it'll drag you off target quite easily. Yeah, I'm gonna miss that rapid reload, I tell you.
Juggernaut. I think you made it angry. Good work.
Okay. Not particularly good practice to do. Let's try that again, this time with a bit more emphasis. Oh, and we're done.
Now get to extraction.
Yeah, I'll try and show you what I mean by the recoil. The recoil on this thing, yeah, it will drag you off target very quickly. And I do, in fact, have recoil reduction on for about 8 seconds after I switch weapons. It requires a different mindset, has to be said. But the rapid reload actually negates a lot of that.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Let's try Koumei. See how that does with the pistol. It has been kind of useful. I don't run Styanax, to be honest with you, all that much. It's perfectly good Warframe. I mean, there's significant shields. Let's just give her a quick swap. Gonna be a bit weird not using her Aminata. Yeah, we'll stick with that. It's better than the Aminata. So this one, 200% secondary critical. Yeah. 130% critical. If I go and have a quick look and swap her out for, I know it says generic prime. Yeah, and me. If I swap her back for the Styanax temporarily and have a look at the critical for this. Yeah, only 78%. So, guess which weapon I think I'm going to use. Let's see what that does. It is interesting, the invigoration capability, in that it encourages you to try out warframes that you have not maybe spent enough attention on. Yeah, let's try this.
Stay focused.
Oh,
There's a heavy
I've
unit
forgotten.
approaching. Keep going. Nobody knows you're here. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was doing more damage or not.
This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Well, it certainly doesn't do any harm.
Terminal hacked. Keep moving. We have got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
The invisibility effect, of course, is because of Phoebe, who is a, what is it called? Hansa Kubrow?
Location reached.
Very useful little trick, it has to be said.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
The pistol's a lot of fun. And it's almost more fun than a Velox Prime. Yeah, it actually works pretty well.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
The whole teleport your bullets and cause an explosion trick is it's really quite amusing. Oh, did you just take a swipe at me? Did everybody forget this is a mobile defense? Because they all went dashing off. Oh no.
We are finished here. Move on. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
What say we try Dagoth next? Plus 1000 armor. And 250% roll speed.
Continue to defend.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely on. That's definitely worth having.
Marines inbound.
Some things just make you smile.
Another job well executed.
Hey, 2 amber stars. That's always nice. I've got a dreadful habit of running out of those, and I've had to try and kind of change how I play to kind of accommodate it. Alright, let's see what we can do with Dagoth. I haven't spent much time with him, to be honest. So let's grab. What am I gonna arm? What is Dagoth's key weapons? Anybody remember? Oops, wrong one. I can't remember. Oh, wait a second. It wasn't. I'll look it up. Just for grins and giggles, seeing as he's got signature weapons. Let's see. Yeah, I remember the grind for it. Doorclave. Doorclave. I can't remember which one that is. I think actually it's this one, isn't it? Yeah, Doorclave. Oh, like I say, I haven't really spent much time with this thing. Still, I seem to, for whatever reason, have focused on doing slash damage.
Ordis has been counting stars, operator. All accounted
That's
for.
a lot of slash damage. Yeah, why not? And do I need to do anything?
Saddle
No.
up.
I'm gonna stick with that. So plus 1000 armor, huh? 1350 armor. Let's give that a. Oh no, Dagoth is a she. Sorry, I know. It's an awfully biological method of checking them. Yeah, here we go. Oof. I'm gonna have to use that as a quote one day. I pulse, I ooze, I give you of myself. Let's feed him up. 50% primary. And the primary at the moment is the Vacor Heck, I think. Let's have a little look at that. Yeah, 1350 armor. Well, it reduces damage to health by 81.8%. Shields are not... Oh, I really didn't have a lot of room for stuff on this. Eesh. Why have I got flow on? Hang on a second. And let's see if I've got a better vitality. I know I have a better vitality. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit more comfortable. The way I play, that's a little bit more comfortable. Shields are not fantastic. Yeah, one day. Alright, let's give this a wee bit of a bash, so to speak. Oh, hang on. And... yeah, damage is exactly the same as it was for the yellow one. Today's quote for the clan comes from Horatio Nelson. Time is everything. 5 minutes make the difference between victory and defeat. Which is considered as emphasizing his preference for, shall we say, decisive action. Remarkable fella, at least militarily. His personal life was best described as a screaming disaster. The man should never have been allowed on land. He should have been kept at sea, because every time he went on land, he ruined everything he touched. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah. Oh, I don't really want to do a rescue, do I? Let's help Clem. Yeah, I can tell it's warm. This system is definitely running a bit warmer than usual. It may be 30 degrees outside. You've got to bear in mind here, you see, it hits 30 odd degrees here. We don't have air conditioning because we mostly don't need it. So I have to... I am lucky where I'm living in that I don't generally get direct sunlight for very long. One of the times I do get it is sort of at an angle, and right now. So this is probably the hottest it's ever been in this room when I've nope, wrong bond. Yeah, no. Who do I want? Is it Darvo? Yes.
You are poorly, so what do you say? Will you help him out? And don't worry, you'll get paid too.
So yeah, I decided to run a bit slower than usual. Like I said, you won't notice the difference probably. But the system is keeping its temperatures down. Long time ago when I was living in Tucson, Arizona.
This is it. The merchandise acquisition mission.
I did have a computer switch itself off because it overheated, because I didn't have the air conditioning on. When I turned the air conditioning on, things were much better. Yeah, my this is actually only the second computer I've been involved in building. But many, many, many years ago, I did build my own.
Dear guy, you interested in some half-price life support? Just kidding. Here comes another.
And it would run as long as I had the air conditioning on. If I didn't have the air conditioning on, it got so warm in my apartment in Tucson that it would switch itself off. So I became acutely aware of the importance of ambient temperature on your cooling system.
That's fair.
Because in the end, I say it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, if you've got a brilliant cooling system, it'll move a lot of air, or it'll whatever. Whether or not you've got a liquid cooling or not, if your baseline temperature is going to affect how cool you can get your CPU, unless you've done something like, I don't know, have a chiller installed in your system, which I wouldn't recommend. Because of the obvious risk of getting condensation inside your system. I'm sure somebody's done it.
There it is.
It is a concern, I happen to know, for people who do live in areas where it is not normal to have air conditioning.
It's better already.
A friend of mine lives in Malaysia. I don't think they have air conditioning. Where am I going? I never lived in Hong Kong, unfortunately, but it's not uncommon for homes there not to have air conditioning either. This is going back a long time, but I remember once we were visiting my in-laws. Not in-laws anymore, not married anymore, but anyway, yeah, my parent, the mother and sorry, not the mother, father, and various other relatives of my then second wife. And yeah, they didn't have air conditioning. They compensated by basically taking a lot of showers. But it was probably the humidity, but at the time I had an iPod Touch. And the iPod Touch kept working, except for audio. Audio, when the heat and humidity was at peak, just stopped working. Yes, it was an iPod Touch. I can't remember which generation.
Capsule incoming.
Yeah, I need to head back. Yes, I do. I need to head back towards this. So while I don't have a huge amount of experience of the effect of ambient temperature on a system, I've had enough to make me quite aware of it.
Hey, don't forget about this gas today. Breathe easy.
Oh, sorry, it's Clem. Huh. I just messed up that jump, didn't I? And now I have got to head for this.
Feels better already.
You know, I could use another life support. Oh, here we go.
Time. You interested in some half-price life support? Just kidding. Here comes another.
Professionally, and I worked with computers for 30 odd years,
Cancel.
40, something like that. Ambient temperature never proved to be a problem that I recall, with one exception. And that was back in the old days of the VAX 11780, which was a mini computer. And we're talking 1980s, yes, 1980s era system. And the company I was working for as a student had its they had its VAX cluster, which was, I can't remember how many of them, 11780s and or 750s. And one day the air conditioning for that, we didn't have air conditioning, but the computers did. Yeah, that failed one time, and so I showed up, and it was that was a boilingly hot room. And to be honest with you, I can't remember if the computers were still running or not. Hang on a second, what's this?
Hey, don't forget about this capsule, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I can remember walking in. I can remember the event. I can remember how hot it was inside the server room. Well, not server room. It would be a server room these days, but yeah, back then it was cluster room, I suppose you'd call it. I can't remember. But I can't remember if the computers were down or not. I have a suspicion they probably were, but I just don't remember.
Hey, dropping another capsule. We got what we need, so let's head home. Whoa. Breathe easy, Tendo.
Probably wasn't the wisest move I've ever made.
There it is.
Well, The extra armor probably helped keep Daggett alive. And in the end, I didn't use the damage effect. I ended up as per almost normal. In the melee. Doorclave works quite well. And now, and this is the whole purpose of the Helminth Invigoration thing. I need to spend some more time with this. The only thing I really don't like about the Daggett design is the massive hole in her head. For some reason, I find it a little off-putting. Yeah, the grind for Daggett was infuriating. I know I've commented on it before, because you have to go over and over and over again collecting void thorns. It's actually not that different from getting the vessel capillaries for oh, what's his name? Yeah, Dante. Oh, funny thing, I'm actually building 2 Dantes simultaneously. The moment this finishes, build another one. I had enough bits to build 2. One will get fed to the Helminth. I did feed a Daggett to the Helminth, but when they gave one away, basically. Yeah, I like the Doorclave, actually. Kind of weird, I suppose. Anyway, that's your invigoration. Do you know what? I don't know. I don't think you can invigorate primes, can you? Yeah, let's have a little look. I'm pretty certain can't. Requirements. Mastery rank 8, reach level 5, blah blah blah. Yes. Oh, it doesn't say. Applying 10 invigorations unlocks a special override, allowing you to apply a week-long buff to any Warframe of your choice. Ooh. Yes, of course, we saw a reference for that. That would be...
Operator,
that would be nice.
enjoying the view?
That's okay. So it seems they're not saying... Yes, you apparently can. You can apply Helminth Invigorations to Prime Warframes, according to this, according to the AI overview. So what's the other 2? A vault? Do I have a vault? Hang on, let's have a quick check.
Disgusting, is it not, operator?
Okay, Daggett I've done. I don't think I got a Mesa Prime.
Sadly, this
Not sure about Vault Prime. Let's try and see. Do I? Can't remember what I've got. I do have a Vault Prime. Yeah. Let's see what we get out of this. Let's see if it works. Kinda should do, I think. Ooh. I seem to have been picking up cysts left, right, and centre. I can. What am I getting? Oh, okay. 250% secondary damage. Plus 1000 health. Oh yeah, we'll have that. Alright, let's feed him. Good grief. I wonder, do I actually have... Does Volt have a signature weapon? No, no it doesn't. Not officially. Okay, what did we get out of that? Oh. Huh. That's 1000 health. Whoa. I didn't realize health was quite so low. Is it? Oh, I can. I got adaptation. I got fast deflection. What have I got that I can stick on? I just ranked it up, I think, and didn't pay much attention to it after that. Yeah, here we go. Why did I put Thieves' Wit on? Oh, I bet it was for... I bet I ran it in Deviri, didn't I? Normally I'd put Rush on, but I don't have the space for that. That is 7. Let's see. I got any... Oh, yeah. I do not. I could put a slower rush on, I suppose. Yeah, can't be bothered. Do you know what? I think we're going to keep the Doorclave. I actually kind of start to like that a little bit. Yeah. What was it? 250% plus, yeah, okay.
As ready as you will ever be.
Come on, Phoebe. Shall we go and do something? This, by the way, in terms of, say, CPU utilization, the Orbiter here is actually, for whatever reason, pushes the CPU harder than most parts of the game. In sort of, just sort of passively being there. So if you,
We received intel that somebody vital to enemy operations is here. Find them and capture them.
Yeah, someone else is going to
Stay
get to
focused.
capture.
There's a heavy unit approaching. Target located. Bring them in. Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Oops, I shouldn't have done that secondary jump. There we go. Oh no. After all that, it was the wrong way. Okay. A veteran Tenno? Hello, chocolate. Or is it chocolat?
Heads up. A Grineer assault team is headed your way. Great work. I am pleased with your performance.
I'm... if the word you were looking for is in fact veteran, no, I'm not. I've got... Compared with many, I don't have a lot of hours in the game. I've got, according to Steam, 1,437. I've been playing about a year. 11 months. Okay, so that's your invigorated Volt Prime. Since it gives me an excuse. Right now I am basically doing a quick rundown on using the Helminth Invigoration Segment and what it does for you. What am I after? Oh, grief. Trying to finish off Belly of the Beast, which I'm about to try. I need Bellovoca, which means I'm farming Nyx. And I can't remember what else. So that'll give you some ideas. So let's go grab Titania. Which up? Yeah. I wish I hadn't found Archon Vitality. I was a lot happier when I could actually plonk on a second speed boost or alternate aviator. That's really too slow. I really feel uncomfortable running around at that speed. That's a bit better. This is obviously what I use if I'm not going to be flying very much. Yeah, that energy per second usage is... yeah, that's okay. We can manage that. If I really wanted to improve things, I would get rid of that and put on something else.
Operator, Ordis is picking up a distress signal. Wait, no. It's just the Corpus peddling their wares again.
Oh, Titania's become pretty much my primary for most things. She is very good at a lot of things. I put a lot of time and effort into Titania. What did I say I needed to do? Right, we'll do a quick belly of the beast. Yeah, because I'm getting there. Oh, yay! That's actually what I wanted to achieve, but get those. I don't know if you're interested. I've actually got a playlist. It's not full by any means. Using razor flies only. See how far I can get before using just razor flies and no abilities and not firing a shot. Just to see how far I can get. And right now I'm just focusing on Earth.
Would that be your Orden Karis? I'd recognize that voice anywhere. How far you've fallen. Corpus, these thieves and their renegade leader are taking my volatile motes. End.
A good primary? Yes. Use Dex Pixia Prime. Configure yourself for flight mode and use Dex Pixia Prime. That's what I do. This is why I've got the current configuration I have. She's optimized basically for flying all the time. So that's the prime I use. What do I normally use as her prime? Right now I'm using Vacor Heck. What do I normally use? For her melee, I use Aram Spinoza. But yeah, I've
That will boost the height of your gallant leaps. Enjoy! Operator, those sister beacons are for the Corpus to use in emergencies.
that's what I saw.
Issuing a
There it is.
challenge.
What did I normally use as a primary? Oh, Basmu. But I don't normally use primaries. I normally use, yeah, the machine pistols.
To power it manually.
Takes a bit of work, but they generally work pretty well. She certainly, oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll show you my configuration, when we have a chance. That'll help. Yeah, absolutely, I'll show you. I can't do it right now, obviously. Little bit busy. Invisibility is not one of her normal features. Ay, 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 ay. Come here, you. I can't fly carrying this thing. Actually, I don't know why I've got that particular Archon Intensify on. Stop chasing me around! Oh, actually, that reminds me, at some point today or this week, I got to do another Archon hunt. Where is everybody? The invisibility is not a native Titania function, that's actually the Kubrow.
You are industrious, Cephalon. I will give you that. But what was Jade to you that you would defy me to preserve her dust?
Under normal circumstances, it has to be said, I wouldn't be doing this picking up operation as Titania. I'd without the operator, probably.
And the order isn't
But my parkour isn't great, so...
concern yourself with.
keep forgetting I've got thermal sunder subsumed into her from a Gauss. Oh yeah.
Too late to make an effort now.
Is your last chance to avert failure, troops. Grasp it.
You are home free. I have a command post on
Excuse
the
me.
relay. Read the volatile notes there.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
A faster platinum farm. You can't farm platinum except by trading. So, yeah. Or spending real world money. At least that's my understanding. So, I have, 3 configurations. This is what I've currently got set up for melee. That is assuming no flying. Oh right. No, I don't know. I'm going to guess. Actually, I think that's the only place you can get the Corrupteds. But actually, do you know what? I might try that. Except for the fact that I've got a general policy that if somebody wants something and I've got it, I'll give it to them. Simply because people have given me a lot, so I feel like passing it forward. So this is my current sort of melee configuration. You'll notice that I have formed the hell. Everything is formed. I invested a lot of time in the formers on this. This is excessive because I've got the Umbral mods on there, and I typically have 1 or 2 on her configurations. Sprint, this is just for speed. This is optimized basically for speed, health, and shields. And she's actually got more energy. She can still fly, except the energy per second use is fairly significant. So if I have something where for whatever reason I'm not going to be flying, this is what I'll use. Then the next two come down to personal choice. This one is set up and is subsumed with Null Star from Nova. And has the Neutron Star augment for Nova. I've still got Umbral Intensify for ability strength, but this one I can keep flying quite easily. Transient Fortitude for strength and duration, Primed Flow for energy, Streamline for efficiency, Primed Redirection for shield capacity. You get the general idea. Ability duration. Summoner's Wrath affects Razorflies, and this affects Razorfly damage. Aviator is 40% damage reduction, but because Neutron Star can do heat damage, this adds to the status effects. Bit questionable. I could probably take it off. Thermal Sunder is similar, except that I don't use Neutron Star. I use Thermal Sunder from a Gauss, which does cold damage or heat. Now you can get the I can't remember where you get them off the top of my head, but I've got a bunch. I've got several. Currently got 4 Omni former blueprints, which is very useful. So this is actually very similar, except that because I don't have Neutron Star on there, I can apply Rush for sprint speed. I've got Umbral Intensify, Umbral Fiber, that's armor and ability strength. And then I've got things like Arcane Bellicose, which adds to your ability strength based on your health, and then Arcane Expertise, which applies your ability strength modifiers to your shields. And these two, is fairly straightforward to keep them flying. I could actually reduce the energy per second there down to about 1.74 if I wanted, but this actually works. Both of these two I've sacrificed on sprint speed here. So that's the kind of thing. This you can get from Ticker in the Drifters camp. The Umbrals obviously come with Excalibur Umbra and can be very useful. In fact, we are getting another Umbral Former from Nightwave. Probably not this week, probably next week. Then these, Prime Continuity, Prime Redirection, I think I got them from... these I got from the Void Trader. Technically, Thermal Sunder is stronger. Technically, if you look at the damage, it does nearly 2,000 heat damage there. And it has a 23-second duration, so... Whereas with Neutron Star, you are getting... not as much damage, but it's the status effect has changed. This one's more like an immediate burst. In other words, you set it off and it does a quick flash. This is more localized. Yeah, oh yeah, it works with the flying. Oh, absolutely it works with the flying. Totally. Yes. Otherwise I wouldn't have them on. In fact, you'll probably see how that works. Don't forget how I end up configuring Warframes doesn't tend to be how other people do it. People have their own preferences. For me, the big thing about Titania is her flight ability. So I have somewhat focused on ability, strength, and efficiency. The sprint speed could be better. You can get them. In Titania Prime, full speed is, I think, the fastest Warframe. I think she is. If you optimize for speed, yeah, I think she's the fastest Warframe. Followed by Gauss Prime. I can get a Gauss Prime up to a sprint speed of 3.3. I think that's about as fast as you can get it. But I don't really use these too much. My primary is Dex Pixia Prime.
Well put together, operator.
This is my elemental damage configuration. That emphasizes status more. This is me fiddling. So this is the one I primarily use. So I am going for kitchen sink / radiation and blast. And I can fiddle them if I need to. Yeah, sure. I can show you the Gauss build. These are making quite a use of things like the 6060s, or in this case the 4040s. So I could kick up the status by replacing primed heated charge with something else. This is useful. Shoot energy orbs to obtain them with 110% extra effect. That is very useful. When you're flying, it means those blue, you just shoot the energy balls. You don't have to necessarily swoop down on them. And you get 52 per ball instead of 25. That's a status chance, and that is multi-shot, which stacks. It depends. You can optimize for different... It depends on what you're shooting at. I used to optimize. I got tired of doing it, so I just do kitchen sink. So, yeah. Most of the time, this doesn't actually do extra damage, but it works better than that. So no, it does. You can probably get the same damage from viral, but then it's going to depend on your target. So I could optimize this, and I threw radiation in there for good measure. I don't tend to fiddle with it too much. I don't find that I need to, but I could improve the damage at the cost of magazine capacity, for example. It does unload pretty quickly. While I rarely use it, I do have a setup for Dewata Prime. I waste a lot of time on the Dewata Prime because the best information I had was that mods applied to the Dewata Prime can apply to the Razor Wings. No, they don't. Yeah, none of these mods here apply to Razor Wings. They used to, but now they don't. Sorry, Razor Flies. So this is just in case I ever get close enough that I actually want to hit something in flight. Yeah, and I've got Sacrificial Steel and Sacrificial Pressure on there. My Gauss configuration is currently not as fast. Here we go. So this is my current Gauss. I tend to use war fans for certain things. RM Spinoza is arguably... yeah, it's probably the best war fan. It's available from Demos, and I forget who you get it from. But that's available on Demos. But this is currently set up. It's not as fast as I can get it. And I can't remember. That's my toxin resistance configuration, and that should be empty. But yeah, that's a bit slow. I can get that up somewhat higher. If I were to, for example, optimize for sprint boost, rush, armored agility, Amar's anguish. So that gets me up to 3. And then if I swap this out, I think it's for Nataruk. Because on the Nataruk, I've got Amalgam Serration, which gives you 25% sprint speed. So, if I go back to here, it still says 3, but I can get, if that's equipped, I can get 25% sprint speed. If I want to go, if I want better, hang on, I am right on that, aren't I? Yeah. I think this is when equipped. But if I replace the RM Spinoza with an Incarnon weapon, what's the Praedos? Here we go, Praedos. There you go. This is one of the active evolutions I've got on it, and so now, there you go, I got the Gauss primed up to 3.3. So then I can pop in everything else on top of that I want. So I might put on adaptation. Very useful. Fast deflection. These make it much harder to kill. And we'll add in health. And I'll stick on Umbral Vitality. Now what have I got here? Put on Umbral Fiber. For armor. Hang on a second, I got that wrong. Yeah, put that over there. Armor. No, that's the right one. There we go, fast deflection. Yeah, there we go. Pop on shielding. Primed redirection. And what else do I want to stick on there? Yeah, okay. Gladiators or Saxon Carapace, depends. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. I can put something like that on. Yeah. So this is optimized for speed, obviously. I have oh, hang on a second, I forgot. Arcane Strike, which does Yeah, improves attack speed. What was the other one I had? Arcane Primary Charger. I don't remember what that does. Here we go. There we go. So that would be my typical speed setup for this thing. You can juggle it. 6 or 1/2 a dozen. I typically use this one because I do tend to make a bit more use of things like redline or thermal sunder or kinetic plating or Mac rush. So this is a compromise. But typically, yeah, the Gauss Prime is useful, actually. I tend to prefer ARM Spinoza, and I don't think... Yeah, I can't get it faster with that one. So that drops my speed down to 2.77. Yeah, I'm at over 1400 hours. Yeah, 1437. I think I was given the Gauss Prime, although curiously enough, I think I've got all the parts to make another one if I need to. Toxin resistance is for if I go to 1999 with this, because yeah, toxin will go straight through your shields and armor and just kill you straight off. So that's why I have toxin resistance and anti-toxin on this thing. So, but I haven't played the Gauss. I do play the Gauss, but not as often as I do Titanium. Gauss is a very... I find... No, 1400. 1400. You know. I like, and I like the Gauss for melee, that is hand to hand. I find it very useful. It is because shield regeneration is linked to your sprint speed, or you know how much running around you do. I tend to find that Gauss is really, really survivable, and it's quite hard to kill. It can be considered very hard to kill, which is why I like it for melee. But my approach isn't necessarily the same as everybody else's. If you look at a lot of setups online, they will often favor abilities, which I don't necessarily do myself. I tend to focus not necessarily exclusively on its strengths. What's the big strength of a Gauss? Speed. So right, okay, we'll go with speed as the priority and then pop everything else on. And speed can be a lifesaver. It can keep you alive because it makes you harder to hit. I'll show you in a minute. I'm actually going to take a quick break because my 60-year-old bladder is demanding attention, but I'll be back in a couple of minutes. actually, I just realized. Yeah, Exceltra Prime is one of the Gauss signature weapons. I think I've got. I haven't put Amalgam Serration on for some reason. Why haven't I put Amalgam Serration on? Yeah, that works. That'll add to my sprint speed a bit. And then, instead of Arum Spinosa, I actually thought Gauss like Gunson Prime, because it's fast. It's one of the things you do find about running a Gauss in melee, is you do want a fast attack speed. So you can see I've put Quickening on there, and Gladiator Vice, and I can't remember. Yeah, that's probably, I could probably get it faster. I should probably put Primed Fury on there, but I don't think I've got the space. I don't. So I'm a little bit I've got to change some of this a bit at some point. Yeah, but you can get the attack speed a lot higher. Hello, Brickage. So I could, yeah, but I'll show you what I mean. This works. This isn't fantastic damage, it has to be said. But for the kind of thing I tend to run. So if I go and run, whoops. How you doing, Brickage? I'm just showing off a Gauss. Here we go. This is one of my favorites for this kind of thing. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll do a quick defense on Belenus. One of the things I found is the Gauss can be so fast that you can miss. And if I had this will actually push me even faster. Yeah, let's run with that a bit. Exceltra Prime. Yeah, I've got some Gauss Prime parts. Yeah, so the Gauss Prime is the signature weapon of this thing. But you'll notice there's a speed in yeah, on the left side of the screen there's a I do like the Exceltra Prime on this.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy. Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Gauss is it's a lot. The Exceltra Prime is a lot of fun. And if you really want to get to the other end of the map in a hurry, yeah, you do something like that. But you can end up running into doors. You could do the same with Titania if she's too fast. But yeah, one of the things about it that I found was that yeah, if your attack speed animation is too slow, it's actually quite possible to run at full speed and then miss what you're shooting at. Not shooting at. The Gunson, unfortunately, is only available for trading at the moment. It's Volta's. I got very lucky. But one of the things about the Gunson is it doesn't stop you so much. Some weapons you'll stop. If you throw a hit, it'll slow you down, but the Gunson, not so much. Which is why I like it so much. Arm Spinoza is arguably better. In fact, I'm pretty certain it's better. I can get it. Just some really quite silly levels of damage. But, yeah. I think I've got some Exceltra Prime parts if you want them, Rakash. I'm pretty certain I do. So. But you will find that people's opinions about what makes a good melee mech, not mech, I apologize, vary enormously. Kubrow is much more popular, and I found I don't like Kubrow for hand-to-hand combat. It's not as survivable. Please note, I said hand-to-hand combat. When people in the game say melee, they don't necessarily mean hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, but with the Praedos, I'd be even faster. Praedos in its incarnate form. And of course it has Thermal Sunder, which is 3, I think. So if anybody...
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? That's the last of them. Objective is secure. Let's go.
But yeah, no, Gauss used to be my favourite. And then Rakash, who is in chat there, if you're looking at the... Oh, you are, yeah. You'll see that, yeah, Rakash is... He's actually my clan warlord. But yeah, the Exceltra Prime is yeah, very useful to have. It doesn't look like it does a huge amount of damage, but as you just saw, it did. And why haven't I got blast effect on there? Oh, can't remember why I don't have that on. Why have I got hammer shot? Anyway, I'll worry about why I've done things at some other point. I must have been doing something with that. Can't remember. Anyway, I'll go back to my usual. If I had to pick 3, if I was allowed just 3 Warframes, just 3, I would probably pick Titania, Gauss, and Excalibur Umbra. And that's as much, yeah, those three. If I could only have one more, I would probably, I might go for Rhino Prime, but I'm not positive. Yeah, Excalibur Umbra is, I'm not quite sure have I... Because, yeah, the Excalibur Umbra, because it's got the Umbral mods, yeah, health, shield, and armor are all pretty good. Energy is good. Sprint, you know, it's a good all-round Warframe, I think. And it's the closest one to playing Stalker that I can get. You'll also notice that I do have various Archon shards on my three favorites. If actually, yeah, I was gonna say, if I could only have one more, what would it be? I'd be very tempted to go for Uriel just for looks, and yeah, because Uriel is just cool. Technically, if I could only have one more, tactically, I would have to go with something which is good for no shield modes. Which at the moment, the best one I've got for that is Kullevo. I don't like the design of Kullevo, but that's just me. Anyway. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of Tau Forged Archon shards. So I've got max energy at spawn, 2 15% ability strengths, and an add-on for the health. Yeah.
Ready for action.
Let me have a little look and see what I've got, Bricage. I'm pretty certain I've got Exceltra Prime parts. Yeah. I've got... Oh, apparently I don't have... I've got the blueprint, I got the receiver, I got a couple of barrels. Apparently I don't have the Exceltra Prime stock. So, my bad. At some point, I shall have to unlock a few stocks. Barrel. Yeah, okay, I do. Yeah, I can get some stocks. Are they? I don't have an Ash Prime. Pretty certain I don't. I've got some parts for Ash, I think. Let me have a little look. Where are we? Here we go. I've got the chassis blueprint, and I can conceivably get the neuroptics. That's it. But, oh yeah, Koumei Prime will be out eventually. But I think I did have a regular Ash and fed it to the Helminth. But one day I'll be able to finish building Ash. But yeah. Well, this is true. Yes. Unless you have a certain Kubrow. Isn't that right, Phoebe? Phoebe has proven she's a Hansa? Kubrow. So she'll turn me invisible if I'm on the ground, and that can be very, very useful. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I've been back a while. My bladder is 60 years old. It's not as tough as it used to be. Right. Let's see. What are we doing? I do like the Gauss Prime for running the Purita Rebellion, which I might do at some point. What are we doing, Bricage? I always need that. Can't remember what I'm doing. I do need to go on the Archon hunt. What have we got? Ooh. Mobile defense. Oh, Azul. Yeah. I ought to do that. We don't have a spy. Oh, no. No, interception might be doable. Yeah, spend real world money. Wait until you get a discount. You can get 50% discounts fairly frequently. I think I've seen as high as 75% discount, and then you can get platinum that way. Oh, you mean credits? Oh, really? Well, it has to be said, Titania is fairly stealthy anyway because she's so small. And because the Razorflies attack anybody who looks at her funny. So she can kind of slip through. But I hadn't... I hadn't really heard about that. I'm going to have to try that at some point. What do you think, Bricage? Do you want to try doing an Archon hunt, or do you have other plans? This looks quite doable today. Yes, that's probably true. Yes. Oh, what have I got with Dex Picks here? Oh yeah, I'm using Energizing Shot at the moment. Okay. Yeah, this I find useful, but which is the quiet one? Nope. That doesn't really work. Suppress. Yeah. That would actually be useful. I can certainly imagine situations where that would be handy. Yeah, but for right now, I'm using Energizing Shot. But why haven't I got that maxed out? Oh, gotcha. Alright. I'll go and... Hang on, what am I going to do? Oh, Belly of the Beast. No rush. No rush. Where is that? Oh, that is... Uranus, isn't it? Where's Uranus? They recommend magnetic. So yeah, I could actually go, and if I wanted to be really picky, I could take this and say, right, let's do magnetic damage instead. So I would take that off, put primed convulsion on. There we go. So that gives me magnetic damage. You'll notice it doesn't make any difference overall, but for these two. Ice Storm will help with that, and then I've got radiation if I want. I could put... let's see, what's it I've got? No, I want the fire rate. Yeah, so Ice Storm, Deep Freeze, that. Or I could put... Yeah, I want the magazine capacity. So there we go. Come on, I haven't given you a hug today, but while you're in the incubator, I can't do that. So you'll just have to wait till I get back. I would like to finish off Belly of the Beast. Yeah, I've got the bits for an Excel. I don't need it myself. I was discussing it with Chocolat up there.
Ordis will not stand idly by while Parvus Grammer used the last vestiges of Jade for his excellent executioner program. He must be
Denied. Cephalon, I know who you are. Do you think you are helping Freed, preserving her honor, her dignity? The Orokin used her like they used you. A pantomime of justice and truth. She could have been a force of something greater. She still can, as a weapon of my righteous desire. The free hand of the market made freer, one smoldering beam of jade light after another.
funny. You do not even realize it. You sound exactly like one of them. Fantastic! The capsule is full of motes. Now we can escort it up the elevator. Sending air support to help you jump higher. Willfully triggering the
There we go.
beacons.
There's the other two.
Fierce's operator is looking for trouble. Starting elevator ascension and...
This is one thing I tend to do,
Otis is afraid you will have to power it
so that I don't have to come out of flight mode. Pop out the operator, do the pickup. There we go. You know, I can't even tell if it's making much of a difference. I think it is, actually, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it does make a bit of difference. Yeah, stealth isn't exactly a feature of this particular mission.
my operator. This touches your private army. Looks expensive. Has your desire outmatched your will?
I will not forget this, Cephalon.
The razor flies come in very handy. I don't arguably use them as much as I could. That I do want. That's not 100%. Ouch.
It's no coward. I'll give it that.
The enemy
That was Thermal Sunder Chocolat. 4 of them. All overlaid on where the boss shows up. No idea if it made any difference. Well, make sure you like and subscribe or follow. Yeah, it's optional. Of course it's optional. Oh. Now you give me this. Could have used an Archon strike earlier. Yeah, we're almost at the end anyway, so that was a bit of a waste of time.
Awaits.
Have a great day.
Jade-forged moats can be connected to the sun.
Another job well executed.
I don't. Oh! Do I have enough bits to make another jade? I could feed her to the Helminth. What have I got for jade? That's kind of amusing. How many times have I done Belly of the Beast? And all I've gotten is, okay, they've been giving me Jade Systems and Jade Chassis. I need the blueprint and I need the neuroptics. That's kind of funny. I wouldn't mind a second Jade just so I can feed her to the Helminth. Let's see who's online. So the next major thing, yeah, Archon Hunt. And what do I want to do for that? Slash and gas.
Do not drink the kombucha.
Slash and gas?
Capable of producing the hydraulic effort required to unstick your tongue from the roof of your mouth the following morning.
Where's Mars gone? Oh, there. Alright, I'm going to go. Don't really need magnetic. Scorch is 60% heat, 60% status. Nope, I want the magazine capacity, don't I? That's the problem. Actually, that doesn't matter so much. 84 rounds versus 60. I haven't found it to make a massive difference, to be honest. But I do like having... It is nice to have magazine capacity and the fire rate and the multi-shot. Allows you to put down a lot of stuff very quickly. But if I wanted just to go with status, yeah, I could. Yeah, I could just put status. I could put the 60/60s on. Actually, that's an interesting thought. Given how long it takes to kill Pazul. Ooh. I ought to consider trying out this one at some point, Pistol Elementalist. What does that give me if I rank it up? Don't really need a higher reload speed, to be honest. It's already got a 0.2 second. I don't think this is maxed out on status, is it? No, it's not. Why don't I have Scorch on there? For example. That's not a very good mix, to be said. I could replace, what have I got on here? Blast. Oh, I just got blast damage. Oh, so I could drop magazine capacity and put Frostbite. Pop that on. Kicks the status up. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that. Yeah. It does good enough, doesn't it? Are you going to come out and have a hug? Come on, Phoebe. Oh. How are the fur babies, Prakash? I do hope nothing's changed in the last, what, 11 hours? Hang on a second. Can't tell whether my ears are failing or whether the sound is not working. Let's see if I can hear anything. Can't tell whether I'm hearing anything in my left ear or not. Nope, don't think I am. Huh. That's slightly disturbing. I should be. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and make sure everything... Ah! Mind you, I am really deaf in this ear, so... Yo, I can definitely hear in that ear. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Either it wasn't working, or... Right, here we go. Let's go and irritate her. Archon Amar. Oh. If I remember people's fur babies, I do generally ask. Unfortunately, I don't remember them all the time, but I don't have an excuse for not remembering Phoebe and Pixel, because Phoebe and Pixel are both represented here. This one is obviously Phoebe. Aren't you, Phoebe? And Pixel is in here too somewhere. I think. Yeah, there's Pixel. But Phoebe's invisibility is just too useful. Mind you, Smita Kavat's luck trick can be very, very useful. We're just waiting for your dad, Phoebe. Did you know, Phoebe, I didn't realize this, you've got your thing, this thing on the back of your head. It looks like I'm supposed to hold it. I'm not sure you would appreciate that necessarily. Hey, Riss. How's it been? Just waiting so we can start an Archon hunt. Oh, I just realised there's something else I probably ought to do. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, hang on a second.
Tenno, eat.
Oh,
We make
I hate that
Colada
mission.
stew. Good working with Tenno.
Because there's still stuff I want to get here. Right. Yes, fortunately, I just need to sort of swing into position. when I planned this chair out, which you can't see, I planned it so that it was heavy, would stay in place. I can't move it backwards and forwards, which is what I wanted. I wanted to set it up exactly right, and all I could do is just swing it. Oh no! What happened in town? Yay! What are we doing? I can't remember what the first mission was. Oh, I thought that said Pixie Prime.
The fastest way
Oh, mobile defense.
Archons is to upload me to Narmer's systems. I shall be strong where he was not.
Strange angel.
You see, this is where the stealth comes in. Just quietly make my way through
Here is a terminal.
all these.
Get in and get ready to defend.
Good here. Try not to drop in the hole.
I'm in, Tenno.
Right.
This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
One with the
Terminal hacked. Keep moving. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend.
Go on, pick up the package. They did. Just the way out.
Location reached. Drop me in.
Oh boy.
Defend our position. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Sworn I saw.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
I did. Yeah, there it is. Oh. Wasn't what I thought.
Can begin.
Yeah, that worked out fairly well. Hang on a second, Riss, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little bit preoccupied doing this. It doesn't sound like something very bad happened. You're trying to raise... Oh, okay. Okay, so... Get it. Yeah. What's this next one? Interception. That's going to be a little more interesting. Okay, so somebody took out loans they can't afford. Okay, so you're trying to get government help and they said no. Okay. Honestly, it sounds as much like politics as anything else. Sorry, in a few seconds I'm not going to be able to pay any attention to chat.
This is a communications crossroad for Narver. Listen in. I want to know what he's telling his flock.
Can't go that way.
That first day, how our father lifted you screaming from the manifold. How we sang.
Oh, 2 rounds.
Tower online. Tower lost. taken a tower. You must recapture it. This tower is ours now. We have lost control of the tower. The enemy have captured a tower.
I think that's the normal state, isn't it? If in doubt, be disappointed with big government.
Tower captured. Beginning stream decode now.
Let's see, go on, when is it turn?
Enemy have captured the tower. We are dominating. Keep it up.
Despite what it looks like, we are winning.
Control of the tower. Capture a radio tower. The enemy have taken a tower. You must recapture it. Tower lost. Tower lost. You have captured a radio tower.
Ah,
Lost control of the tower. Message decoded.
did it.
Alive. Clear out the remaining enemy forces.
What I need is either focus Hujima, what's it? Because I have a suspicion a good solid Tauron strike would be very handy coming up.
I beheld a great great ram, and the horns of him were crowned with soul and with Tau. And upon his tongue the Zariman flame, and the mighty demon of the void cowered before him, and he feared it not.
Oh, I'm sorry that didn't work out for you.
Be careful, though. The enemy has surely rallied stronger reinforcements. This tower is ours now.
Yes, that's what I'm after. Give me a second while I fly with the fire and the flames.
We have control of all 4 towers. The enemy have captured a tower.
Alright, which tower did you just capture? Ah! Sorry, I thought I had a Tauron strike set up.
We are in total control. Keep fighting.
You know, it's not inconceivable that I'm not entirely optimized for this fight.
The enemy have taken a tower. You must be captured.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Had a bit of a pig's mess of that. Anyone see the symbol for a Tauron strike anymore? Well, focus symbol really.
We are dominating. Keep it up.
Here we go.
The enemy have captured a tower. We are in total control. Keep fighting.
Yay!
Another espionage. Eliminate the remaining enemy personnel.
I will refrain from my usual comments about how unrealistic it is. But they might not think that we were here.
All messages decrypted. Fazul is not merely insane, Tenno. There is another mind at work within him.
Just admit it, Nata. You're scared to face the
Have
possibility.
a good day, Riss. Thanks for stopping by. Excuse me a moment. All right, here we go.
Archon Amar yearns for the new creation that Fazul has promised him. He imagines he will be a lord of the wilderness, instead of what he is now. The price of that vision is measured in innocent lives. Stop him.
Coming through, don't mind me.
Amar! He will close the distance shockingly fast when he creates duplicates. Look for the one that is armed. Fazul has...
Oh, it's the usual thing.
Heathens. But stolen deacon veils should allow you to deceive the barrier.
As usual, coming through, don't mind me. Nobody here but us invisible pixies. It's times like this I wish I'd put a bit more into sprint speed. Oh, whoops.
The wolf was a mentor to me long ago. From him, I learned the wisdom of deception. Amar will prove a cunning opponent.
Yeah, but if you shoot him a lot, that tends to work. If anybody feels like putting down a health regen, that would be handy. That was it?
Himself a hunter. Now, he is a mere trophy.
So,
Good job.
that's the... I think that's the fastest I've seen one of them taken down. It was remarkably quick. Oh boy. Oh, Tau Forged. Nice. And yep. Who got the boss fight? Oh, they didn't include a boss kill. Did I only... Oh, mind you, I spent most of the time running, didn't I? Yeah, Southforged. Oh, that's always useful. What am I going to stick that on? Who needs a Tau-forged Crimson Shard? The thing was, I never even needed it because he ended up dead so fast. That was hilarious. So this is, by the way, in case anyone's wondering, this is what I've used Tau-forged Crimson Archon Shards before. So what I want to do is consider... Yeah, he's got them for critical damage. And so, what I might do is stick it on Excalibur Umbra. I could make a Tau-forged Azure.
Ordis likes to assume he knows nothing. Nobody can learn what they...
Although you'll notice I put it all on armor. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of saved on the energy by running a lot. Oh, really? Am I allowed to stream that without invoking copyright? I'll have to take a look at that Friday. I think I'm available Friday for that. Yes, my account. Yes, I have done the whole. Yeah, I have done that. Yeah, it's linked to the Twitch account. I think I'll have to check and make sure. But yeah, it is. I have... now I've got to consider, do I want to make a Tau-forged out of those? 2, 3, hang on a second. What have I got? I'll worry about that later. Oh! Yeah, I can do that. I assume they mean Twitch. No, I don't think I'll do that. I'll end up just not saying anything. I don't like doing. I say I don't. I don't think I've ever. No, I don't think I've ever done a reaction stream. It's not exactly my strong point. But, we'll see. No, I could certainly have it on this. Or that. Yeah. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Right, let me see. Yeah. Alright, sorry, throughout all that, my bladder was demanding attention, so I am going to pay some momentary attention to my bladder, and then we'll head through to the final half hour, I suppose. Ah, yeah, that'll be interesting. Alright, I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Have we? I'm going to have a look. Hang on a second. Let's see what we've got here about Stalker's Children. Talking of stream, actually, there are issues with doing a reaction stream. If I were to stream it with the intent of doing a reaction, and then I provide insufficient reactions, that is grounds potentially for a copyright strike. So I probably won't do that. But I'll probably watch it. Oh, please don't do that. Let's have a look, see. What's this got to say about Stalker's Children? Yeah, I need to probably take a look at that. 2 sons. This is going to be Yes, yes, they ought to put that in. Actually, that would be funny if they put the shark into a tank somewhere in 1999. So, hang on a second. Stalker's children. But doesn't Jade's only pregnant with one child, and we played the rescue of that child, didn't we? Well, I'm sure all will be revealed. Right, so, talking about streaming, tomorrow, there won't be a morning live stream. I will be, I will be on a bus tomorrow morning. I'm going to be visiting my mother. And I don't know what time I'll be getting away. And depending on the time, I might not be back. I do know one time it took hours to get back. It's only technically an hour and a half to get to where I'm going. But if I have to come through the rush hour on the way back, that can take forever. So there may not be a Warframe live stream tomorrow evening. If I get back in time, there will be. And I'm not too sick. I do tend to find having to sit on public transport for ages, as much as I actually like the drive, I tend to get bloated and feel sick and all the rest of it. It's not travel sickness, I'm just old. So if there is no live stream tomorrow evening, that is why. But there definitely won't be a live stream tomorrow morning. So if anybody's wondering how I'm doing on my interloper run, you're going to have to wait till Wednesday. And on a purely technical note, it is proving to be my most successful interloper run. I am up to 3 whole days and planning on moving to a different area. That's all right. I can't remember what name I chose in Jade Shadows. Excuse me. What name did I choose in Jade Shadows? Oh, I see. Yes, okay. Got it. Don't know what name I picked. Don't matter. It's not going to make a huge difference. Right, so let's see. I've got 15 minutes or so. Oh, the countryside is actually quite nice. I mean, Lancashire is actually quite a pretty county. And the bus goes through most of that countryside. So yeah, no, the countryside's fine. It's not that. It's not the fact that I don't enjoy the trip. I will enjoy the trip. It's just that yeah, at my age it gets, the long journeys get harder and harder for some reason. Especially if we get delayed. I'm one occasion coming back. It was through the rush hour. The bus I was on got overtaken by the bus that left an hour later. And then the bus that I was on decided it wasn't going to go to my destination. It was going to stop off halfway. And then, yeah. Well, my mum is 81. My father is 91. So, yeah. All right, what am I doing? Let's see. sooner or later I've got to try and figure out what I'm doing. I could make those into a Tau Forged, couldn't I? Then I would lose his armor and shields. But what else have I got? Hang on a second. The Gauss has a spare that's been applied to his armor. Not sure. I'll worry about that. Oh! Well, 94's a good run. Yeah, my mum had me when she was obviously, what, 20? Yeah. Wow, that is... Mind you, my son was born when I was 42. So, but his mother was not anywhere near 42. His mother was 30, as it happens. So, yeah, but my my mother and my father and my brother and myself are all old at the same time. We'll probably all be on our pensions at the same time. What am I doing? That's the default. No, I didn't realize I'd kicked it up to that speed. What's this one? Oh, this was the even more damage version. Yeah, my grandmother died at 91 on my mother's side. On my father's side, my grandmother died at, it was either 102 and 103, and she was a bitter, unpleasant woman right up to the very end, or at least so I'm told. We kind of had a break with my father's side of the family for various reasons. What am I thinking? What? Does the 1999 count for that? That's the only one I can get into. I can't. No, I don't have enough to get in. I need 2 passes and I've only got 1. Yeah, no, it takes up, what, you get 5 passes? I've used up 4 yesterday, and you need 2 to get in, don't you? Oh, it reset last night. Okay. Alright, let's have a little look-see. Oh, hang on a second. You still haven't come out of your alcove for a hug. Either that or I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I have got that set up for conflict C. Of course it would do, yeah. Alright, yeah, absolutely. Let's try that. Let's head to 1999 and Helvania. Please select plotting route. I forgot about that.
You don't have to keep up with the science jargon. Elmir and Minerva are ready when you are. Stand by for temporal shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. See if we can do any better than we did. Was it yesterday or the day before? Try and stay away from temple.
Temple and the Rippers gig in Solstice Square? Nessie was here? In the time before the time we're in now?
Exactly. Major entanglement event. You keep her alive and shredding, I'll track the fraying timeline.
Oops. I don't like this at all. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oops, sorry. Oh, for heaven's sake. Stop disabling the energy orbs, you blooming people.
Nice job. Where's safe? Readings are pretty meh, but I got a bootleg and some peelies.
Good to know I'm risking my neck in a noble cause.
Sky, tortured earth, nothing more than everything dies!
Oh, thank goodness, got some energy back. Ah, for heaven's sake. Thank you. I can see that coming up a mile away. Great. Still not picking up energy. This is going to get down to the good old-fashioned armor and shields at this rate.
Oh, man, this is going to want to steal my data, and not in a good way.
Well. Sorry, Prakash. That was terrible on my part. Yeah, it became mine. To be honest, there's not much point in trying it again. Oh, so not your problem. We both were not really suited for that task, were we? I'm not sure I have a Warframe that would have survived that. Yeah, trying to think what would have survived that. Actually, Gauss with toxin protection might have been better bet. Although that would have...
Dress for the hitter you want to be.
Yeah. I see he's made exactly the same holes on every single target. That is definitely a challenge. What do you think, Phoebe? Well, that was one way of doing it, so to speak. I think I'm going... Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I did very briefly get to try Stealth Titania. I mean, that certainly had me flying stealthily for a bit. Alright, I think I am going to bring this to an end. The good news is my system didn't overheat, despite the fact that it is... I don't know what the temperature is in here. It's definitely warmer than significantly warmer than usual, and I don't have air conditioning. So, thanks for all the assistance, Prakash. It is much appreciated as usual. Don't forget to hug everybody in the family, including Nerdist. So, yeah, like I say, just a reminder for anybody who comes along later, I won't be streaming tomorrow morning due to necessities of travel, and I don't know whether I'll be back in time or in suitable shape to do a stream tomorrow evening. So, I will nonetheless be back. I will see you all next time. I hope you all have a very good rest of your day. Days.